You know, the one thing that's so fun, right, is mentioning race and then seeing everyone around you go, what do we do? Can we say anything? It gets so uncomfortable, doesn't it? Especially over the past year and a half, 2 years. Wow. I mean, it's really come to the forefront. People are having to face some difficult conversations. You have some kids that are seeing this on TV. What does this mean? Why don't we have those difficult conversations? Why don't we rip the Band-Aid and actually have them once and for all? Well, our next guest says it's okay to have those conversations, and she's going to talk to us about it now.
That's right. We're all going to chat. She is mentor and entrepreneur and book author Aundrea DeMille, joining us this morning from Utah to talk about her book, Is It Racism? Aundrea, welcome to the show. Great to connect with you this
Hi.
morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Was there a specific incident? I mean, or years of incidents that led you to write this book?
There were definitely years of incidents that kind of led to this book. But I would say the one that has been the most painful and the most recent was hearing something very shocking from my own 7-year-old. So I'm a mother of 5 boys, and my 7-year-old boy, who's mixed race, came home from school and said, "Mom, because you're Black, you don't deserve to own a house or to own property." And when I asked him why, he said, "Because your Blackness reminds people of darkness and evilness." And I just thought, oh, we have got to have these conversations because my own child has these feelings and these biases that they're clearly not learned at home.
Yeah, and if, for anyone that is saying, "Oh, I bet that 7-year-old didn't say that," I have a 5-year-old. The stuff they say, yeah, trust me, that's definitely something that could be right up the alley. It's like, where did you get this? How did you?
Right.
My goodness. So,
Right.
the whole premise behind this book is trying to just plant seeds in fertile ground. Essentially, it's like, you know what? If we're open minds out there, let's just get the conversation going. You talk about something called the mind model. Explain what this is.
Yeah, so the mind model is the universal laws of success backed by science like neuroplasticity, which
Mhm.
basically means our brains are Play-Doh. And we have the ability to control our feelings after we wake up and reprogram what it is that we're responding to.
Mhm.
So, for instance, I was at a diversity compact signing for the former governor, Governor Herbert, and I saw a Hispanic gentleman walk by at the corner of my eye. And when I saw him, he was covered in tattoos. And my first thought was, what's he doing here? And I felt fear.
Mhm.
And my next thought was, is he here to start trouble?
Mhm.
And in that moment, I said, "Andrea, stop it. Wait a minute. Look at him." And when I made myself look at him in the eye, I realized I'm in no apparent danger. There is no reason to feel fear initially. And those feelings came from stereotypical anecdotal biases that I've been taught with, and many of us have, my whole life of what a bad guy looks like.
Yeah.
And the mind model helps us to first wake up to those feelings, like I did that day on the Capitol when I said, "Andrea, stop it," right? To first check our feelings and then to second, reprogram our subconscious mind. And so in that moment, I was able to say, I am in no apparent danger. Those are anecdotal stories. And that's why I have those feelings, which then allowed
Mhm.
me to shift those feelings from fear to more inclusion and thereby closing the human divide. And so if we all use the mind model to first check our feelings and wake up and realize where their feelings are coming from, then we have the power to change and reprogram our subconscious mind and lead out with more equity initially.
And that mind model that you're talking about, that's part of the second part of the title of the book, and that's how to heal the human divide. Because I
Yes.
think that's your intention with this book, is to move forward, not only just to have the conversation, but let's do something about it. Let's get on to healing and reprogramming and connecting. My goodness, you have some other life experiences that have been really relevant for you. You have a lot of clarity. It's clear, I think, to both Sean and I as we speak with you, during this interview, that you're clear on your experiences and the message that you want to get across. What are some of the experiences that have been helpful to get you to this point?
Yeah, one of the big experiences that have gotten me this far and made me realize that if we have the conversation, we really can come together and have the human divide or heal the human divide, was when I met with Governor Cox of Utah. So I made a video about what it's like raising Black boys in America and some of the conversations that I have to have with my boys. As I mentioned, mother of 5 boys. But I have to have certain conversations with them to keep them safe. And this video kind of went viral, for Utah. It got 20,000 views, and Governor Cox and his administration.
That's 1.5 Romneys. That's pretty
Right?
viral. Yeah.
Not bad. But they came to my home and they wanted to understand what can their administration do to be a more inclusive and well-rounded state. And so just by sharing some of the past stories that, when I have personally experienced racial bias or when I showed racial bias to other people, I realized, wow, there's power in the storytelling.
Yeah.
And I eventually was commissioned to work on Project Gateway and give policy suggestions to the Koch administration for women, the LGBTQ community, and for minorities in the state. And so I thought to myself, if these stories can impact the great state of Utah, what can they do for the world?
Yeah.
And just by having these conversations in a very comfortable setting, are we able to just really empathize with one another and understand where other people are coming from and really come together to help heal that human divide?
And to come to the conversation, not defensive. Yeah, I think some people,
Yes.
they see this topic and they're like, you're telling me that all white people are evil racists and that's not true and I'm not a racist. It's like, just calm down. Everyone relax. We're here. Be here in peace and have the conversation. It's a good thing to have. Aundrea, we run out of time, but it's great talking to you. We're going to point people in the right direction.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day. You
as well. The wakeupstories.com is the website. If you want to learn more about Aundrea DeMille, you can also follow her on social. She is at Aundrea DeMille _DeMille or on TikTok and on Twitter. I'm not sure if she's dancing on TikTok. I am not very popular on TikTok. No one wants to watch me dance.